Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Mech Merlin stream. So yeah, I don't usually stream on Friday nights, but I usually stream build streams either Wednesday or Saturday, but this Wednesday I got this really nasty cold, which probably will come back from time to time during the stream, but I think it's from, I don't know, maybe just the fatigue from the Arizona meetup this past weekend has really made me feel tired. But yeah. Here we go. So yeah, this is the Z67. It is a under $300 board. Basically your typical 65% gasket mounted board. So you can see the one that they sent me had a polycarb bottom with a brass weight and aluminum top. Since the prototype got to me, they've actually made a few changes. It's gone from having 4 gaskets to having gasket socks, which I think is a much easier way of installing gaskets. If you guys have seen my previous builds, you know that gaskets are probably one of my least favorite build experiences. But gasket socks like what Allab does is definitely a good change. So yeah, the last Quarkeys board that I built was the Z60. And that one, I really love that board. Probably one of my favorite 60s of 2021 or was it 2022? I can't remember, but yeah, definitely one of my favorite 60s because it was also super light. If you like to travel with your board, Z60 is definitely one of those that I would recommend. So even though the Z67 has a very different gasket mounting strategy, I'm kind of hoping that it will sound similar. Like, I'll be honest with you guys, I already have so many 65s, so it's like, hopefully this one sounds good, because if not, then I just end up not typing on it. This is the Z67. It's very yellow, as you guys can see. During the unboxing, we discovered that I don't really have a key set that matches it, except maybe Serica. But Serica is on my LW67 right now, so I don't want to mess that one up. That's like, in my eyes, in my preference, it's the perfect key set. Typing feel, typing sound combo with the LW67, so I'm not touching that. I might just put like a beige set on this. Beige and yellow tends to work decent. The GMK Grand Prix would work, but I'm limited to what I own, so and I don't own Grand Prix. I almost bought Grand Prix, but I was like, nah, it's okay. I don't have to keep spending money on key sets and all that. Quarkeys was kind enough to already pre-install the gaskets for me. They did include other gaskets in my little pack. But yeah, these already have gaskets on the bottom of the board and on the top piece. They've also included a variety of foam that I can use. You've got your PCB foam, you've got your plate foam, but no actual case foam. No actually case foam there. And typically speaking, actually, might as well show you guys, they also gave me a PC plate and a carbon fiber plate. I'm gonna go with the carbon fiber plate just because, carbon fiber is one of my favorite, actually it's probably my current favorite plate material. And in previous builds, carbon fiber without any foam has worked wonderfully. One such board is the LW67, so fingers crossed that this will sound just as good. And yeah, using KS-9s, I'm going with the yellow look. During the unboxing, I discovered that the KS-9 yellow was the closest match to the board color. Not that that really changes how your board feels, but it makes a big difference to me, My other choice was to use these guys, but I was like, nah. Kind of like a dirty yellow right there. Distal says, sup Merlin, hey, it's up to you as well. Yeah, so yeah, KS-9s it is. KS-9s it is. So, pre-installed, these are Allab stabs, my current favorites. Though once I run out of them, I've still got like 2 boxes of these. Once I run out, I'll probably transition to maybe stabies. It is a soldered PCB, so we'll be soldering tonight. It's just interesting though that the carbon fiber plate that he gave me seems to only support one layout. So yeah, probably works better for a hot swap. Let's see, how about the PC plate? Does that have one layout? Yep, one layout available as well. Used to clear housing. Ah, okay. With the white palm stem. Nice. And we have soldered in the last switch. Yay! Yeah, it's definitely hard to gauge sound and feel. Like, if you ever go to one of the smaller Seattle ones, we have it at a bar or like a brewery, you know, so it's already loud to begin with. Let's see. Yeah, so much commotion indeed. All right. Let's go clean up this board really quick, and then we can put it in its case. See, Snoopy Smalls says, "Yo Merlin, hello to you as well." Just be a bit concerned about keyboards. Yeah, we had security at the Arizona meetup. Not sure if you guys heard, but apparently the Chicago meetup, someone stole a board. This Dabble, the thing is, you weren't here when it was an issue. We've had 2 instances of stuff being stolen. One of them occurred when we were at the, I think it was North Seattle Community College, and one was when we were at the Living Computer Museum. So the first instance was Artisans got stolen. Second instance, a voice recorder was stolen. Oh yeah, the guy who stole a giveaway. I heard all about that. That was pretty messed up. Yeah, if there's really something that's like really high value and super precious to you, don't bring it to a meetup. You know. Yeah, I didn't bring any keyboards to the Arizona meetup because I was already like packed with so many things. I didn't want to have to carry a second suitcase. Especially since I made the mistake of booking Frontier Airlines, in which you have to pay for all of your carry-on, and no, actually not your carry-on, for your like they wouldn't let me check in my regular small suitcase, so they made me pay for it to be checked in. I was like, what the heck? It cost me like 56 bucks. That's like a pack of switches. It still got me to my destination, but knowing what I know now, never again. On my way back, I took Delta. Let's see, which way does the cable go? The cable goes in over here. Quarkeys, if you're watching this, I appreciate giving us a very long cable, because, you know, I can understand why some creators, some vendors provide a short cable for aesthetic purposes, but when you're building a board, it's just so much easier when it's actually manageable. You show up to a meetup and the thieving problem is resolved. Like, oh crap, it's FitLab. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, these are Paron gaskets, by the way. There are 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom. See, people will judge you on the way that you look and don't think you belong. Well, if you walk in carrying like a bunch of really heavy boards, then people will be like, oh yeah, this guy absolutely belongs. Like, whoa, you're carrying 4 TGR Jane CEs in one hand. Okay, let's see. I got the screws over here. Someone redeemed highlight my message. Sagiri says, you know, in games I wonder why they don't put a keyboard as weapons. It's so freaking heavy, do more damage than a hammer. Yeah, they probably are not accustomed to the boards that we in the community build. Let's see, look. Say the Bandana redeemed hydrate. Thank you. Actually, I haven't drank at all this stream. I guess I just got back from the gym, actually, and I drank a lot of water while I was at the gym, which is probably why I don't feel very thirsty right now. Your mom gifted you the QK65. She was shocked by the weight. I said, yeah. You know, it's like people who are not in the know are like, what the hell is this all about? Oh my gosh. Like, dude, when I was in the Philippines and I told my mom that, like, you know, I do keyboards. So she was already like confused about keyboards, but when I told her that I make content for keyboards, she was just like, my son is crazy. Where did I go wrong in life? Why is my son like this? You know. But then once she actually came to the meetup, she was like, oh, I get it now. FitLab says, I could easily use my ME65 or my brass Cherry B as a weapon instead of a baseball bat. Oh yeah, for sure. I like the IBM Model M's, you know, those are pretty substantial too. Arrow was the big chunker. Yeah, that one. The Neo 87. Now that board confused me because like you guys know about Neo keys, right? So I thought the Neo 87 was the Neo keys board, which surprised me because usually if it's a Neo keys board, I would know about it since, you know, I talk with Neo keys a lot. So I was like, oh, did he just give it to someone else? But nope. Oh my gosh, your mom is funny. And I hope you told her yes. Yes, that is exactly why they are heavy. Do. Don't feel bad. My wife and I finally thought I was nuts when I started my fitness YouTube channel almost 3 years ago. They didn't get it and thought I was crazy, but now they're all eating their words. Keyboard maker certified self-defense. I would believe it. I would buy it. I'd buy it. All right, there we go. Nice yellow board. Okay. Nice yellow board. Unfortunately, I don't have a yellow key set. But here we go. Let's, I'm actually gonna put just regular beige key sets on it. Like I thought about putting a black one on or like a red key set on, but I was just kind of like, eh. None of those really work. Like ideally I would put a brown key set on this, but I don't really have anything brown. Gotta pick up. I do have Zenclack, except it's on one of my favorite boards right now, and I don't think I should just remove it like that. So we're gonna use a beige set. Beige set with Mandarin Sub-Legends, which I picked up when I was in the Philippines. In fact, it was given to me. That's seriously banana yellow. Banana yellow. Page up. There we go. There we go. There we go. Does it sound all right? It's okay. Kind of reminds me of the Wind X65 that I built, to be honest. But this one's a lot more quiet. All right, let's do an actual typing test. You know what? Hold on. Let me. You know what, I never actually tested to make sure that all the keys worked. So let me just run this through VIA really quick. Oh, look at that. Pretty, pretty, pretty. All right. Right. There we go. All right. Okay. Let's do this. Let us do a typing test. Here goes. There we go. Just because they're KS-9s, I do like how they feel. Because it's a carbon fiber plate, this is like the perfect typing feel for me. But the sound is a little lacking for me, actually. I feel like it's a little muted for my tastes. I kind of wish it would have a sharper sound. That's actually one of the reasons why I picked a PBT keycap, just to give it a little bit more of that higher pitched. Well, I guess ABS would give it more of the higher pitched. But like I said, I don't really have an ABS set that would match these colors. Like, I'm not unhappy with the sound, okay? It's just that it's just a little too muted for my tastes. Like, I feel like this is a board I could take to work and it wouldn't really bother people. See, alloy plate would help for sounds. It depends what you mean by help. Just because I think like an alloy plate is denser, so it would definitely make it more higher pitched, you know? As you love bothering people, says dog hair, don't care. Like here, let me show you another carbon fiber plated board. Here, I pulled this out. See, carbon fiber plated board. See, I think this is a nicer sound than that. And if I can remember what keycaps I put on this, where's my keycap puller? You were never a fan of, like, carbon fiber plate is my favorite plate. See, look, Gateron KS-9s as well on a carbon fiber plate. So yeah, so Gary, here's the thing, like, you can't just look at one particular component of a board and say, this will make it sound like this. You need to consider the entire equation, you know, kind of like when you're cooking, you know, you can't just be like, oh yes, if I use chicken from Australia versus chicken from America, it's going to taste different, you know, like you have to consider what you're cooking, you know, how much, what the other ingredients are, right? See, so for example, Both boards with the same type of material, same switches. Both gasket mounted. One sounds different than the other. You know what, but doesn't a plate help a little for the sound? Like I said, it depends on what you mean by little, or I mean by help. Just because aluminum plate is denser, so denser plates tend to make the sound a little sharper sounding. But of course, that also depends on the mounting and on the board. You know, like for example, like I said here, both carbon fiber plates, right? One board is noticeably sharper sounding than the other. So it's not just the plate, it's everything else put together. But yeah, I will be building the production version of this sometime soon. I actually just received it in the mail today. It landed in my PO box, so I haven't quite seen it yet. But yeah, the whole reason why I wanted to build the engineering sample, the prototype, is because this is a very nice yellow. This is a yellow that you don't really see very often in the community. Like you don't see it often enough that I don't even have a key set that's yellow enough for this. Like I thought Serica, but no, not Serica. Can you see the back? Sure. There we go. Look at that. You can see some of my fingerprints on the brass weight already. Here, let me just clean it a bit. Yeah, so another thing that they were doing is apparently for the engineering sample, it's going to be PVD coated, but for the actual production grade, I think they're like gonna make it like brushed. Stand out yellow for sure. Yeah, I'd agree with you with that. Most things that I have are yellow or so. Yeah, so I don't know, I guess I could give some of my impressions on it, but it's probably going to change once I build the production sample. But here you go, for under $300, I think this is a fairly decent board, though it does, you know, it seems to have lots of competitions these days, like the Zoom 65, the QK65. I feel like I would place this around that type of board, you know, so it's a little bit difficult for this to stand out in that mix. Like $289 is still a good price. You know, this has your AIO3 daughter board, it's got the underglow and all that, it's got the nice brass weight, but when compared against the QK65, Zoom 65 boards in that caliber, I'm gonna say that this doesn't stand out very much, unfortunately. You know, like, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad board, it's actually a pretty decent board. I do enjoy typing on it. It's just, you know, if you had the option between those boards and they're all good, which one would you go for? Those other two boards tend to look prettier, you know? Yeah, Wind X65 was also around that same price, but the Wind X65 isn't readily available, that's the thing. The Zoom 65 and QK65 seem to be regularly available these days, you know? So yeah, I guess you would pick this board if you liked the aesthetic, right? Well, let's see, I was really hoping to type on the Fuji so you guys could hear the difference, but since I didn't have keycaps on it, oh well. Anyway, let's see, thanks guys for joining in. Like I said, this is a currently in group buy keyboard if you're trying to look for something with a brass weight and a translucent bottom, polycarbonate bottom in fact, and you're looking for something something that's more of a classic 65 look. Like, you know, as beautiful as the QK65 and the Zoom 65s are, sometimes a classic look that doesn't have too many frills is the best way to go. If you are that kind of person, definitely consider the Z67-YUN. There we go. Now I just need some cat fur to use as case foam. Oh yeah, for sure. Anyway, thanks guys for joining in. My next stream will be this coming Sunday, in which I discuss mechanical keyboard group buy news. If you're ever wondering what is currently happening for the week, what group buys are starting, what group buys are ending, definitely check that out. 7:30 p.m. PDT Sunday evening. So guys, hope you have a good rest of your week. And like I said, actually, Sunday is when the Lunar New Year is. But if I don't see you then, happy Lunar New Year to those of you who celebrate it. And I'll catch you all next time. Goodbye, everyone.